guess I gotta give it a little rundown where we are, what we've been, but I thought coming off the Bahamas, I thought we played a lot of good basketball. Unfortunately, the bad basketball we played caught us, but I thought we did a lot of good things there. I thought we played some good minutes against St. John's, a lot of good minutes, most of the first half against Baylor, and really a lot of the game against a very good Wichita State team. So I think we made some progress. Still got a lot of deficiencies that you can see. Some of them are caused by the fact that I think we've played 5 teams now that'll be NCAA teams. There's no question in my mind. But what I like most about the Wichita State game is I did not feel like the second half of Baylor we competed. And I don't say that very often. And so then I came up with the, big line of, are we fatigued? Are we tired? Is it, some of it's my fault, all this stuff that seemed to create some controversy both in a positive and negative way. It was just the truth. I mean, I don't know. And so we really challenged our guys that night and the next morning. And probably one of the greatest things happened in the whole trip was they responded. I think when you get a team to respond, that's part of building. It's part of the same way you build your defense better, your offense better. Getting them to respond to some controversy is maybe as critical as anything. In our last 5 games, we've had a lot of 1-day and no-day preps, 2-day preps at the longest. Very difficult for a young team. And I saw some progress compared to, maybe the short turnarounds, and how, again, I'm basing a lot on the Wichita State game because how we responded after that loss was exciting. And I've seen a lot of that in the same way, we lost the lead. But if you look at, back in the tournament we were in, the way it happened to Louisville, Gonzaga the other night, it just seems to be a lot of it going on. And maybe it's because of youth, maybe it's because of there's more better games early in the year now than there used to be. But our guys are excited to go to Duke. Yesterday we had the longest best practice I've had in 3 years. As far as, we put a lot of time in. It was a day we could do that. You can see in the practice that they were focused in and excited, and I think we got some things done. But as far as Duke goes, been a lot of attention given to who's out. But I think there's 5 or 6 McDonald's guys still there. And unfortunately, they're the ones with a lot of experience. We remember back to Grayson Allen almost beating us single-handedly in the Final Four when he came out of nowhere and just became this missile that got to the lane, got to the basket, but as well as anybody. And him and Kennard, you have 2 guys that are very dangerous. They can score in a lot of ways, from outside on drives and kicks. I think one of the most impressive guys that I've seen improve has been Jefferson. He was out all last year. Him and Matt Jones are 2 guys that don't get as much publicity in some ways, but they're guys that have done very well for him so far. With Jefferson at 6'9" or so, 10, he can cover a lot of different people. He can switch. He can do a lot of different things. Of the newcomers that are playing, I saw Frank Jackson a lot this summer, and out of Utah, and he is a very, very good player. He's led the team in scoring in 3 games. He kind of reminds me of a Kyrie Irving, that he can beat you with a shot, and he can beat you getting to the basket. He's been very, very impressive. And